Hey, okay, that's better. Much better. All right. Um, well, it's only 8:02. Yeah, we could just chit chat until more of us turn up. Or if you have any questions, we can talk about that. How's it going, by the way? So yeah, the green people have to finish the blue quest, so they have they're getting extra credit now, so they're also posting a lot in the blue forums. So you'll see a lot of posts by them.
Oh yeah, I did have a question. I also read it, but other people had the same question. So on, oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're kind of patchy, Sean.
Okay, okay.
You're cutting in and out.
Can you hear me better?
Yeah, I can hear you much better now. And you were saying something about it was on the Reddit. Did you ask this on the Reddit?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did. Oh, this is the data representation question.
No, not the data representation. This is about VS Code. And so
Oh, yeah.
yeah, my computer is using Ubuntu, right? And so I looked up I can't use IOStream because it's not like the library is not downloaded on VS Code, right? And then so I was trying to download the Ming W.
Mm-hmm.
So I could
Well,
get
I'm not a VS Code person, okay? So if you're
uh,
asking me for VS Code advice, you're probably asking the wrong person.
I see, I see, I see.
Yeah, okay. But there are a lot of people in our class who use VS Code, and I don't know, STEM Center, okay? In our STEM Center, they know how to use VS Code as well as Xcode and Eclipse. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of the different environments they could help you with. But yeah, unfortunately, I wish I can help you with VS Code, but yeah, I can. Well, not as well as other people anyway. Sorry. Yeah, but I'm sure you'll get help. If you don't, just feel free to ask in the forums, and then I will basically link you up with someone in the STEM Center.
Got it. Thank
All
you.
right. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, any other questions? You guys should feel free to ask. Hey, Ashwath, your camera is kind of like pointing more at the ceiling than at your face. Yeah, that's much better. Thanks. Yeah.
I had a question. So I was gonna ask something on Reddit, but then I scrolled down to like a year ago and I saw somebody ask the question, but no one answered it. So if I like replied to that question,
No, forget it, right? So yeah, that's what I meant. I said this is what I was trying to get at last class, I think, was that the very first time when questing started, those guys didn't have any Reddit history, right? And I think they had a lot of fun. They actually had a lot. Maybe I suspect they even had more fun than you guys. So I'm kind of wishing that Reddit wasn't there. But at the same time, I'm wishing that it's there too, right? So I think it's the problem that we all have as humans is that knowledge is out there everywhere. Okay, if you want to learn, you can learn. Okay, anywhere. And I think that is really what this is turning out to be, right? If you have a question, if you have a bug, if you have a problem, the solutions are out there. I think you're bound to find them on the internet. And especially on our subreddit, I think, right? Because they're very focused to the specific question you have. So it's almost guaranteed to be out there. So ultimately, I think it's all just boiling down to student hands, okay? I think that's the way it should be, right? Learning should be the responsibility of a student, not of the teacher, right? The teacher's responsibility is to teach, but the student's responsibility is to learn. And I think if learning becomes the responsibility of the student, then they're responsible for saying, okay, I want to learn, right? I don't want to borrow or take it from someone else. I want to learn, right? If you don't want to learn and borrow it, the teacher's going to say, yeah, that's fine. See, that is the beauty of C++, okay? And you guys are C++ programmers now, or aspiring C++ programmers anyway. And the beauty of C++ is that you can actually get a great deal of power by maintaining an opaque shield. Not saying that, I'm going to conceal a whole lot of stuff for the wrong purposes. That's wrong, okay? But I'm saying that, there's a whole lot of stuff that people don't need to know, but you're burdening them with them. So that is the irony of many social sites too, I think, right? Because there's a lot of useful information about people's lives that others would benefit from knowing, and if they shared. But that's the kind of information that many people don't share, right? But if you look at the information that many people do share, it is the least relevant information to their other people's lives, right? So many people want, they have the opportunity to say, well, these are facts I want to share. And I think that's, I don't know how that's related to learning. And I don't know how I got started talking about that. But essentially, I'm saying is it's all out there. And the student has to say, well, I want to learn. I'm going to go and get it. It's the opacity of this thing, right? The opacity is that the teacher could basically say, I'm now able to teach a whole lot more, right? That is really because in C++, right? In C++, you have an object, right? So we're going back to C++. That's the relation I was trying to make, and then I got sidetracked, right? In C++, you have an object that can do a whole bunch of things, and then on this side are the users of the object. Okay. Now we're going to make the assumption here that all humans are intelligent, right? Equally intelligent, right? So the reason why some people achieve great success and some don't, according to my hypothesis, which you're welcome to correct and prove wrong, is that everybody has 100 cylinders firing in their brain. Okay, in many people's lives, the 100 cylinders are firing all random directions. Okay, and they're fighting problems that they don't have to fight. Right, they're fighting fires that are going to go out by themselves anyway. And so even though they're brilliant, I see, because I can see the brilliance in all of these people, and given enough time, I can see it in all of you too, right? But I think, and I think to myself, many days I just think, right? Hey, I don't know. You guys are young. You don't have time. But when I go walking, I'm thinking, why the hell is this person who is truly brilliant not doing great things, which I would expect from someone with that brilliance. Okay, but they're not going anywhere, right? I can see these meandering and doing useless shit, right? But they're truly brilliant people. And then I see that, well, you know what? I don't know, for whatever reason, they just can't see the correct direction, right? If they saw the correct direction, that's all you need, right? If you see the direction, you don't need an external force to push you there, okay? You're just going to go, right? Because that's what you want to do, right? Because otherwise, if you can't see it, then you're looking for it. And then you can't assume that people around you have all the same direction that is good for you, right? Each one may think that, this direction is probably good for John, okay? That person might say, that direction is probably good for John, okay? Everybody's going to give you completely different things because even though they may have your interest in their heart, but they're thinking about your life as if they were in your shoes, right? So already that's one context removed. So there's a lot of incorrectness introduced right there in machine learning, which many people are oblivious to, right? And then the model goes completely wrong. It's because of fundamentally wrong paradigms. And so, so already you have, if you're going to listen to other people and to make matters worse, if none of them has a complete 100% view into your life, right? You have certain parts of your life that you keep to yourself. Okay, so nobody ever is going to give you the exact advice that you need to succeed in your life, right? So, but then the problem is, if we take it as such and say, well, okay, right, because that person does have access to this part of the information, I got to factor that into the advice they give me and only take that part of it, right? Even though all of it is well-meaning, I only need that part because that's the only thing that intersects with my world. Right, but unfortunately, that is the experience that I find is missing in many people, is that they take wholehearted advice of someone, right? And that may be well-meaning advice, right? But it is not well-meaning from your perspective because they haven't lived your life. right? But they will say, well, that person has my well-being in their heart, which is true. So I'll follow them completely, right? Whatever they say is good for me. Unfortunately, that is the wrong thing to do, right? Because even though you're right that they have your well-being in their heart, they are not equipped to give you the best advice, right? That you can find out yourself. And so what happens is that, this is my hypothesis, right? It's all these brilliant people I see, right? They're going nowhere. And I think they're just being pulled in random directions, right? So, and maybe it takes a while. It takes a while to figure out what the right direction is. But once you see it, you just go in that direction, because, even if other people pull you in other directions, you're going to say, well, you're going to keep course correcting, because that's where I see the light. That's where I'm headed, right? That's a current. That's the current of the stream. I'm just floating with the current, and you can just tug me along this way and that way. That's fine. But I'm just going to go, right? Just navigating your path through space-time. And so I don't know how we got started. Yeah, C++, right? The opacity really helps. And then the teacher can assume that, the student is just going to learn. So now I have a whole lot more power in C++. I say the language gives me a whole lot more power than being able to program in assembler, because technically, think about it, right? You can actually program any damn thing in assembler, but you can actually program any damn thing in Turing, right? If you were going to put your finger on each dot and dash on a notebook and a piece of paper, that's also possible. You can actually program anything just sitting here and thinking, right, in your brain. But but getting more practical to today's world, and I think that is it going? Yeah. So you can program. You can program anything. What was I saying before that? Gee, I think I was going too fast for myself. The opacity of the power. So you technically program in a lower level language, but the reason we take C++, right? And this is a very important lecture, turns out, right? So maybe the most important lecture in CS2A. So the power of C++ actually comes from hiding the power of the CPU. The CPU really is your workhorse. It can do anything you want, right? If you just, you can tell it to do anything you want, right? So but then if you can, but with the freedom by itself leads nowhere. That is what I find, right? Freedom with direction goes somewhere. But freedom with no direction, well, actually all ties in, right, to that thing that I say, my hypothesis that brilliant people are not going anywhere. It's like the CPU by itself can't go anywhere, right? It's no, and so the CPU, the brilliance of C++, right, even taking one step ahead from C, is that the CPU and C, they allow you to do a lot of things, and you can do a lot of things, but you want to make it easier for yourself to do a lot of things. So you want more power, and the power comes not from accessing more power, but actually giving up a lot of the irrelevant things that the power lets you do, right? So that power can be focused somewhere else, because we have 100 cylinders, right? And if we need to fire all 100 cylinders to manage a lot of random stuff that we need to do our job, so maybe 98% of the cylinders are doing random, not random, right? 98% of our cylinders are engaged in routine maintenance jobs, okay? And then we get 2% of our energy to focus on what we want to do, right? So, however, but then if I look at a whole lot of people doing exactly the same thing, right? So maybe these, all of the 500 brilliant people I've seen, they're not going anywhere. And so let me look at what they're doing. Well, okay, I'm only getting 2% of their cycles. I'm only getting 2% of their cycles. Okay, but maybe that's the reason. So how can I get the 98? So what are they doing in the 98, remaining 98? And I see there's a whole lot of commonality there. Okay, so if I see that, well, you know what, the remaining, all of these people are only giving me 2% of their abilities, because 98% of their effort is being done, is being spent in doing something that is very routine that I can do for them, right? So then I can abstract it out and tell these people, hey guys, I got good news for you, and bad news, right? From today onwards, you won't have any access to the 98% of the things that the job, the 98% of the job that you need to do, right? You won't have access to any of those puzzles anymore. You can't do that anymore, right? So in other words, you can't go there. So that freedom is being taken away from you, right? However, that 2% is where now you can fire all of your cylinders on, okay? But this thing here is abstracted away from you. You can't get in here anymore, Okay, so in other words, the sheer power of the CPU has been taken away from you. You can't shoot yourself anymore. Yes. Okay, because, and the reason is not because to make you less powerful, right? Technically, you're less powerful, but really, you're more powerful, because what you've done is that what we're doing as humanity, right? What we're saying to the compiler is that as when I write a program, 98% of my work is basically routine grunt work. If you look at it, that's what it is. Okay, so you just break it down into instructions. 98, more than a huge number, is like the dark matter of the universe, right? A whole lot of it is just grunt work, and you're basically saying, well, you know what? Why don't I use a machine to do the grunt work? Why do I need my intellectual cycles to do the grunt work? Yes, that's what we do every day, right? So when you get Roomba to vacuum your home for you, you're saying, my time is more valuable, right? I could be reading a book, I could be doing something else, right? And I'll let Roomba take care of my home. And well, it didn't pick up. How do you access Roomba? All right, okay, so oh, it's just Alexa, I keep forgetting. Yeah. Okay. So we just want to make everything automatic, and that's exactly what C++ is, right? So in the process of compilation, in the process of turning your instructions into machine code, there's a whole lot of things that you have to do, right? And that's all routine. And you're saying, well, if you need to go there, you need to do a lot of stuff. And C++, the compiler says, I'm going to make everything opaque to you, right? So if I'm going to create, later on, you're going to create, right? So it's a very complex data structure. And let's say you're going to create a tree with a certain number of branches here and so on. This is a really custom data structure. You're going to create a data structure in memory, and actually dealing with the bits and bytes of it is going to be a pain, right? It's a real pain in the ass. So you don't want to, once you create it, you don't want to give your user an access to the whole thing, right? Because, what are the chances? Someone might go in there and mess it up totally and shoot themselves in the foot, and they're going to say, oh, you know what? It's only because I used Justin's code, my code broke. Right? This is quite possible, isn't it? They can just download your code and use it in the wrong way. Yes? So how many times have you seen that on Stack Overflow and things like that, right? So people make well-intentioned donations of code, right, on Git or something like that, and say, hey, this is something cool, and take it and see if it works for you. And then you'll see a lot of negative comments and pretty much chasing the person off, essentially, for saying, take it or leave it. And so like that. Even though it's a bitter lesson, which many people might say is unfair, programmers have an intelligent answer to that, right? And as programmers, we say, well, that's fine. You're free to complain as much as you want, okay? But we're just not going to let you shoot yourself in the foot so you complain at the wrong person, okay? So we're just going to say, you take all my stuff and use it, but you can only use it in 2 or 3 different ways. Okay, and these 2 or 3 different ways are very closely architected by me. Okay, so you can't stray. You just have to go only that particular path. Yes or no? Suppose you design something and put it out there. This is a good way for you to design an object. I'm just talking on and nobody's talking. It's 8:20, right? So we still have to keep the airwaves occupied for 10 minutes. So why is nobody talking? Is that a reasonable way to design something? Right, when you make something, because if you just put it out there, see, that was the fall of MySpace, and I don't know, maybe it was Friendster, and a whole lot of social networking sites, even GeoCities before then, right? Just giving users too much freedom, because most users don't know what they want. I create some random total nonsense, and they'll say, hey, because I'm such a brilliant guy, the nonsense could not have come from me. The nonsense was because of that other thing. Right, and that is the most self kind to oneself kind of a conclusion any human being would come to. Yeah, so you end up as an unwitting target of providing a service to humanity. You become an unwitting target of their animosity, and so that's all possible. And so that is a reason why later product developers basically said, too much freedom is not really freedom at all. Too much freedom is really, everybody has freedom. Everybody can go anywhere they want. What they're looking for is direction, right? So just give them a little bit of direction there and say, well, if you come to my playground, you can have a great time, but my playground has these rules, because through a lot of experience, right? And life lessons, we have found that there's other plays you can do, but all these other plays will eventually end in a little bit of grief for you. So if you do an integral over time, it's going to become a negative area at some point, okay? So total negative area. So we've done that analysis ad nauseum. And these are the plays that we have identified that are self-sustaining and interesting and allow you to pass this course or any teaching or learning experience in a fulfilling way. So so that is, I think, the beauty of C++ and the teacher-learner relationship also is basically for the teacher to say, well, you know what, why is it that I have only been able to teach 50 students a quarter or 100 students a quarter, right? And it is because I am shouldering the additional responsibility, which is really not my area of experience, right? Because at Foothill, there are counselors, there are teachers, there are people experienced in what is it called? Not translation. There's accessibility modifications to existing materials, right? There's a lot of people, we pay a lot of money and we get a lot of experience in these areas, but you can't expect all professors to be experts too. So as a result of expecting, if you do expect, so if we decide to say, have a different relationship between students and teachers, saying, teachers have come here to teach and students have come here to learn, then I think, if I'm not wrong, we would be able to reach a whole lot more students than we are able to now. And a whole lot more students will also be able to benefit at the same time, right? There's so many people I see at Foothill every day, right? Each of these people are actually experts in their areas. And they have their own personal studios or, and things like that and stuff. But I'm thinking, why can't they, why aren't they able to share all of this with more people, right? More people, because obviously, even as an outsider, I want to go and sit in on their classes. I have actually been in the classes of many of our other divisions and departments, and they're absolutely fascinating, beautiful classes, right? But I'm thinking every time I go to these classes, I'm thinking, what a pity, right? What a pity that only these students can do it. And I can see very clearly the instructor doesn't care, right? The instructor actually wants to teach as many people as possible. But all of these, bureaucratic things make it possible for only some small number of people right now. But hopefully, technology is going to change all that. We'll see how it goes. All right. Well, we still have 5 minutes left. And I really shouldn't be the only one talking. And that is the opacity, the beauty of opacity, is that, once we assume, just like C++, right? Once we assume that this wall is opaque, as an instructor, you don't have any visibility into the student's life, right? And therefore, you can't really police whether a student is able to learn or at what rate they're able to learn. Or if they're cheating or not cheating, I don't know, right? You can't do any of that. And therefore, just do your best job. Then I think all of the instructors will say, that's fantastic. Now our productivity improve like 100-fold or 1,000-fold even, right? Because it's just like, C++ students. Initially, we spent a lot of time doing a lot of things that we're not good at, and being asked to do a lot of things we're not good at because people haven't recognized that these people are not good at it, right? So I think once these things happen, things will really take off, right? With education now becoming so freely available all around the world, right? So you don't even have to be in California anymore, right? You can take a class anywhere in the world, as long as you have managed to. In fact, you don't even have to line up the times, right? You can take it the next day, recordings, everything, everything is almost at most 24 hours. Because I remember back in the day when I was actually a physical student and even email was hard. Well, email was there when I was a student. But I'm thinking back into my school day, right? Back in my school days when we didn't have email, right? Email started, I think email only started to become popular when I was in college. And so even then, when I had a student, when I had a question, I had to wait at least 24 hours, right? 24 hours to get an answer. So so all of that is gone. This is actually fantastic. You can actually do real-time learning if you want these days. So anyway, that's it. So today, I think what we can do is just take a carry on from last class. Hopefully, Van is here. Hey, Van, did you get your internet fixed?
I changed to the 5G, but I don't know if that does anything
Oh,
really.
5G,
really different.
you were, that's why. Yeah, I thought that was it, right? So you were on a phone.
Okay.
You were on a
Yeah.
phone.
No. I wasn't on the phone. No, not 5. The other 5, like 2.4 to 5.
Oh, the frequency, 5 gigahertz.
Yeah, frequency. Yeah.
The router frequency. Yes. Is this your home or a dorm or something like that?
Yeah, it's my my apartment, so it's just right next to the dorms.
So
the
yeah,
Wi-Fi
I don't
is
know.
good.
Maybe the frequency is messing.
Yeah, it's not that good in the first place.
Okay. All right. Well, but find out sometime. You got to take the screen and do some coding. Okay.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Not. I don't know. Yeah, Fernando, Peter.
Gotcha.
So what we
I got a quick question. If you got a moment. Yeah, I don't know if I'm the only one with it. I know that Sean had it, I think a day or so ago, but the include path for the IO stream. I don't know if you fixed that.
Oh, you were the one. Did you ask that question on the forums?
It wasn't me. It was I think Sean asked that.
Oh yeah. I saw that. Yeah. Yeah. Go for it. You were saying something.
Okay. Well, I got the same problem. So I went down Kaylee's link, and I did kind of get lost for a bit, but I think I figured the problem was something to do with a compiler that wasn't in VS Code.
Yeah.
Yeah. So was that it? There was no compiler with it.
Yeah, do you have Windows?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you have Windows, it's like you can just download this thing called MingW.
MingW?
Yeah. And then
okay, I think I actually did that.
Okay.
Is that on Windows? MingW? So you can't get what is it called? GCC?
MingW.
Oh, that is what it is?
Yeah. You can get it on Windows really easily, but I was having trouble getting on Ubuntu because you can't really get anything on Ubuntu. So.
Gotcha. Yeah. I think I did download MingW from that was the thing that they offered inside of VS Code if you were supposed to run the compiler test to see if you had one. And if you didn't, that was the one that they offered.
Yeah.
Okay. So I did that, I think, and maybe I did something wrong when I was editing the file environment to include it. But the problem didn't fix itself after that. Was it working for you after?
I don't have Windows, so I didn't get to that part yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, then I'm so did you were you able to fix your problem or
me? No. I was not able to fix that problem.
Gotcha. Are we the only ones with that, or does everyone have a compiler? No. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Same. Yeah.
I had that issue, so I just started using something else, and I'm just.
Oh.
We were using.
Can you toss that out? Do you know? Is it working for you?
What's that?
Oh. What are you using to
I'm just using the coding rooms that we were using yesterday.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, the ones online.
Yeah.
Online.
Yeah, but that won't be sufficient. After the first few classes, it'll be harder to use that. So you got to figure out. I'm still interested in that VS Code thing.
Yeah. So the problem we have is that we can't run it because the library is not included. Yeah.
It says it wants to pull. Okay, go ahead.
If you guys, one of you, can just figure out from the STEM Center. This is the include path issue. I'm sure they've run into this 100 times before, right? Just pick someone in the STEM Center who knows about VS Code, and if you can find this, and if you can summarize the answer on the forums, I think it'll help a whole lot more people than just the two of you.
Okay. Yeah. You bet. Okay.
All right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Lane uses VS Code. Okay, because when he was working on the quest, I think he sent me some screenshots, and they look like Windows screenshots. Gotcha. Okay, so if you go to Lane Johnson, find when he's free and ask him, I'm pretty sure he'll help you.
Okay, gotcha.
Thanks. I'm interested to know. Any other questions, or we could just dive into code. Hey, Jenny, welcome back. And Peter and Fernando, you should also feel free to switch on your cameras anytime. And then Quayne, is that how you did? I get it right now, Quayne? Hey, your microphone is off. All right, so I got to make sure that 3 people. Yeah, how come we have fewer people? We had 16. No, we have. Oh, my Windows all size wrong. Okay, so it's 5 times 3 plus 3. Okay, that's good. That's 18. We got 2 more people than last time. But ideally, more of you should start attending, okay? Especially since all of this is going to count. If any of you are planning to do 2B, you've already got a whole bunch of credit by solving all the blue questions, okay? Because you can see now that, and you get to plant your flag on the blue C, right? And on that post, you can just say, okay, I completed it this time, blue quest 9. And that's enough, okay? And then my system will just take over from there and map it to your student ID and make sure that, you get the points in CS2B. All righty. Any other questions? Or we could start whenever you guys are ready, okay? Hey, and make sure if your camera is not on, okay, that is fine. However, you got to be talking. You got to, interject sometimes, and you got to say something. And I hope anyway, that Zoom will correctly pick up that you're talking and move the. That happens sometimes, right? Like suddenly, sometimes Fernando might say something. Am I viewing the right thing? Okay, I got to be in gallery view, or it only shows one person at a time. Okay, in the recording I checked. It is in gallery, so hopefully this time it will have all of us on the screen. Okay, so yeah, I noticed in the recording. Oh, I need to cut the noise. Hang on, just give me 1 sec. Okay, do you hear that knocking noise? Not now.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone pointed it out to me last time, and then you see that I'm completely oblivious to that.
What is that?
We'll see that. So I have a monitor going on the questing subsystem. So if people are questing really hard after a certain threshold, I basically send myself a bip like that. So I know. So sometimes I'm just so I can hear when the bips go up in frequency and down and so on and so forth. I know people are questioning really hard. So I know when the bips go up and down, like every Sunday night or things like that after 11 p.m. Especially now, I think, because a lot of the 2D people are trying to wrap up the quests, or the blue ones anyway. Blue. So yeah, so that's the bip. But the problem was I usually remember to kill those processes before I start my lecture. But 2 times I've forgotten all this, right? So the students have to remind me, saying, "Hey, I hear something." Yeah, I don't hear it. That's a problem, right? Because after a while, as you know, there's actually a very interesting experiment that I tried as a kid. Is to someone suggested it to me is only if you're wearing glasses, right? If you're wearing contacts, it doesn't work, I think, right? If you're wearing glasses, they said, just take a little bit of tape or something and stick it to your glass, and then you're going to be extremely bothered by that for a couple of days. But then after the 4th or 5th day, it just becomes normal for you, and then you'll actually notice it when it's gone, and you want it back too sometimes, right? Who knows? I've never gone that step. But certainly I went to as far as a time when it didn't bother me anymore. So that was really interesting to as a kid. How did I? Yeah, relating that to the bip, right? The sound. I stopped hearing that except when I just pay conscious attention to it.
Cool.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. Go for it. No, someone is saying something.
Oh no, sorry, I just said cool.
All right, okay, cool. No worries. So all right, someone should take the screen and do the thing, right? So why doesn't someone volunteer to take the screen? And then I'll just guide you through the first. Actually, you know what? Just take the a browser, a private browser, okay, and share your private browser, and then we will go to a site. I think this is the best, okay? We'll just go to collabedit.com because that's the one I've used for several years now. So almost like 7 years now, right? If you go back to my videos that I have on YouTube, you'll see that even the lectures that from 2017, maybe, right? When I started at Foothill, or maybe 1 or 2 years later, even then I used Collabedit, and it's still around. It's still around. So because many of these sites just come and go and come and go, you just have to use whatever is hot at that time, right? So I used to use Collabedit. And I used it for several quarters, and I still use it. In fact, I've interviewed people using Collabedit too. Well, in a previous job, not here, obviously, right? So, so using Collabedit is a great interview tool too, right? So if you have someone else, and you just want to look at their coding abilities and what how their cursor jumps, essentially how your cursor jumps. When someone is coding and you look at it and you see, I don't know if you can see that, but you can actually at a macro level anyway, right? So you can make out a lot of things. about what they're thinking, right? Because many times as you program, you'll know, right? So you know that, okay, this is obviously wrong, but I need to come back to it because that's needed before I do this, right? So you'll do something wrong here, but you know it's wrong, but you stick a comment there, to do or something, but all of that is meta information to someone in an interview, right? So it'd be very useful for you to know. But no, you shouldn't do it for the sake of it, right? So that's what the person is looking for, and that's what I'm going to do. Then it defeats the whole purpose because they'll know that's what they're doing, right? Just like if you make a Reddit post, I want the points for participation, so I'm going to make a post. It's very easy to tell. That's the kind of post it is, right? However, there are other posts that would say, I don't care if I get points or not, but I want to help this person, right? Or this is a really cool nugget of thought that I had, right? Today in a shower, I had this interesting idea about how a vector can be used to store something that is not linear, right? And I'm going to post it and see what my classmates think about it, right? That is like a fantastic post, right? And you're not gunning for points, but you get a lot of points for that kind of thing. So like that, yeah, again, I forgot how I start, but let's just go to Collaborative, right? And I hope it's still there, okay? Collaborative. And the beauty of Collaborative is that any number of people can just jump in and they can edit it. And I do believe that you can edit different parts of the code, right? And it kind of maintains, it's much nicer, I think. The interface was much nicer. So what we'll do is jump into Collaborative and the only thing about Collaborative is that you can run it there, right? Which is fine, which is fantastic actually, because we don't want to run it there. So when we're ready to run it, we'll just Command A or Control A and copy the whole thing, and then paste it into a GDB window or something like that and run it there. Okay, so we'll have two different places, one for editing and well, in fact, Collaborative is nice for formatted group editing, I think, right? I think so, according to what I thought of, right? I may be wrong, but we'll give it a shot today, right? Any of you, because it doesn't matter who. We just need one person who can take the screen, share a Sean. Thank you very much. Okay, and hey Sean, by the way, thank you for sharing. All of you guys, okay, not just Sean. Just make a note. Sean, this is the second time you're sharing, right?
I'm not sure.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Okay, I don't want you to be the only person.
Do you want me to stop sharing? Someone else can share.
No, today that's fine. Let's do it today.
Okay.
Right? But I want you. I don't want you to feel like you're the only person.
Oh, I don't mind at all. But
okay,
yeah.
All right, good. And everybody should get a chance. Hey, Noah, are you awake? Okay, because I can see your eyes and you're like looking down. So and you're not reacting, okay? So you got to stay awake. Okay. All right. So what we'll do is this is our boilerplate. Okay, we'll always do, and by the way, you see the URL there? What is the URL?
UF5RX.
UF5RX. Collaborative.com/UF5RX. Anybody can go to that URL and start editing right now. Okay. How come I got two windows now? Hey, Sean, you can. How come you got two windows? Oh, I see. It gives you a. Hey, I'm looking at two things. Hey, Sean, well, let's figure this out. Wait. Because can you kill that Zoom? Yeah. Okay. This is much better. Even then, I have two of me. Yeah. All right. This is much better. How did you get this view? Just remember, this is the view that everybody needs, I think. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not hearing anything now.
I just minimized the Zoom window.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
No, but I'm not hearing anything from anybody else. So, all right.
Okay, I think I'm in there.
Okay. No. It was good before. Oh, I see. You want to make sure that everybody sees the URL. UF5RX. Okay, all right. So we have a bunch of people. See, we already have a bunch of people there. You just sign in and start editing. Okay, now I believe Sean has a cursor right there. So Sean, you can start out with the boilerplate code. And you can put the first comment in there saying, well, actually put a comment there. Well, let's try and do this for every class. Okay, whoever is coding, put a comment there saying the class code for today's date, whatever today's date is. Class playground code for today, right? You should say it's playground because people shouldn't take it seriously. Playground code for today, for whatever today's date is. What is it? 13? 13. Thursday, Jan 13. Yeah, 113. That's great. Okay, all right. Now on the next line, let's just go and say hash include IO stream. And we're just going to create one main program. Okay, one main program, and yeah, hash include IO stream. Is everybody okay with this? Okay, just a formatting of all these, right? All of this just should become template in your mind. Okay, boilerplate just stored in your memory. You should just be able to reel it off in your sleep. Okay, so just practice, And,
Can everyone else type also?
Anybody? So hey, Julian, Justin, can you type something? Just type your name. Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Hey, how come it doesn't say who's typing? Can you mouse over who's typing, and how do you know who types what? Can you, hey Justin, can you say something? And then how do we know who's typing?
I don't know. Maybe you could mouse over.
You know, yeah, I don't know how. I thought we were able to do that. Never mind. We don't have to be able to do that, right? We just trust everybody to type within their comment blocks. Okay. But they have these ads now, which didn't used to happen before, I think. Right. Okay. All right. So let's also say using namespace, namespace, space, standard std, and then semicolon. Okay. This is a source file. Okay. std semicolon. All right, and then one more blank line. And then you can say, you can start a signature for the main method, which is the first function to start executing after your program starts, is int main, right? Open, close, parentheses. Already parentheses or square brackets. I got to increase the size of this. I don't know. Wait a second. I'll lose a few of you. Okay, parentheses. All right. Okay. I wonder if I can wear my other glasses. No, I think it'll still look like square brackets here. Okay. All right. So and then at the last, before the last line, indent 4 spaces in. I think on line 11. Yeah, indent 4 spaces in on line 11. 4 spaces in. No, not yeah, 4 spaces in.
4 spaces. Oh, like less.
4 spaces.
4 spaces less. Like
no, not
okay.
4 backspaces. 4 spaces into the line. 4
Which
spaces
space
into
bar?
Space. Yeah, 4 space
4?
bars.
Like that?
Yeah, there. Okay.
Okay.
Just say return space 0 semicolon. Return space 0 semicolon. Okay. No, not the word space. Return. Return 0. Return 0. Yeah. Return 0 semicolon. Yeah. Well, you know, the funny thing is when I used to say things like return 0, right? You know, and Sean would just type ahead. You know, space basically threw you off there. Okay. All right. Now let's just make sure that this actually works. Okay. This is your basic template, right? It's not going to do anything at all, but it's going to. We need to make sure it compiles and works. Yes. Is everybody okay with this? Right? This is a micro step. You're never ever going to do this again in your life. But let's just go through this once, just to make sure that everybody's comfortable. Is everybody okay? Raise your hand or say something so I at least know that this is useful. Okay.
Yes.
All right, good.
Yeah.
All right. Now do a control. Is this a Mac or it's a Windows? Okay. Control A and copy on in this window. Yeah. All right. Now open another tab and just go to online GDB and paste it and then run it. Yeah. And Command A and paste. Yeah. All right. No, Command A. No, Control A and paste. Control A and then paste. Paste. All right. Now just run it. Run it. No need to clean up. Just run it like that. Okay. It should just compile and run with exit status 0. Yeah. Okay. That's great. It works. Now go back to your code and collaborate it. Okay. Now someone other than Sean. Right, under main, hit enter under main. Who is this? No, not above return, just right under main, hit return. How? Oh, I see. No, not after the word main, under the main line, Sorry, put it back to where it was. Right, and then go to the next line, line number 6. Yeah, line number 6. Okay. All right. Now indent 4 spaces in. So when I say indent 4 spaces in, it's what Sean was confused about before, which is like 4 space bars. Okay, on 4 space bars on line number 6. It's basically just my aesthetic style. It doesn't have to be, because the compiler doesn't care. Okay, the compiler totally doesn't care what style you use, and you can still produce accurate code. You can write in binary and produce accurate code too, right? Okay. In fact, if you write in binary, I bet every single thing, even junk, is real code, because if I'm not mistaken, in the architecture of a 256 of a 1-byte CPU, right? 1 byte instruction set, right? Meaning that you only have 256 possible instructions. Every possible bit pattern is an instruction. Yes. If you only have 256 instructions and you're going to use every single instruction, then every single bit pattern is an instruction. So, if you have a random pile of garbage, it is actually a valid set of instructions. I don't know. All right. So some of you are not doing computer architecture, CS10, right? And unfortunately, CS10 has a prerequisite of CS2A. But unfortunately, I think they should be co-requisites, because you should be learning about both at the same time, right? Because you need knowledge of computer architecture enhances your knowledge of computer C++, and knowledge of C++ enhances, and so they should be learned at the same time. But hopefully next quarter, when you learn CS10, right, computer architecture, you'll appreciate a lot of things you're learning now, assuming you're learning now. Okay, so on line 6, it hits 4 spaces. And who is this, by the way? Is it Justin or Yuha, or say your name, right? Maybe not Justin, right? Because we know that he can type. How about someone else? Okay, let's Kylie. Can you type right now? Do you have a computer? All right. So yeah, so go for 4 spaces on line 6, and I can't see a cursor there. Maybe it's just because my window is small and the cursor is.
I'm 4 spaces in.
You are?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, maybe I just can't see your cursor. Okay, just as 2 forward slashes to say it's a comment by Kylie, right? Say, yeah, that's great. In fact, you know what? I'm thinking nobody's there. People have been waiting there a long time, I guess, right? Yeah, Kylie, and put a hyphen saying testing to make sure that this program actually works. And under that, you say print, C out double less than hello world from Kylie, right? Something like that. Whatever you want to say. Right, within quotes. Yeah, and you need an endo. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's what you're doing anyway. All right, now let's, same thing as before, right? Now, Kylie, or you can't do that because Sean is the one sharing the window. Hey, Sean, can you command Control A, do that? Execution dance. It's execution dance. It's Control A here, and then there, and then Control A P. Yeah, paste again and run. Yeah. All right, now this should have Kylie's message. Oh, yeah. All right, that's what Kylie wrote. Yes, good. All right, good. Now let's go. Let's see, Sean. Van, you're not able to type at all, or can you type something?
Oh yeah, I should still be able to type.
All right, let's take the next comment from you. All right, so go to line number 9.
Gotcha.
Right. And let's also and Van, let's also clean up this code a little bit, just according to my aesthetic style. Again, does not have to be yours. Put 1 space between the main thing and then the curly brace. Okay, many people do that, and I like that. Not there, not a blank line, right?
Oh, gotcha.
On the main line, on line number 5, just before the curly brace, just before the last character, curly brace.
Yeah.
Just push it away from the parentheses.
Right there.
There you go. All right, thanks. All right,
Gotcha.
okay. So it's for a lot of people that looks slightly easier to read. I don't know.
Yeah, of course, man.
All right, cool. All right, now start your comment on line number. What is it? One blank line after Kylie's. Okay.
Gotcha. On line 9. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Huh? Okay.
Yeah. But start a comment saying Van's comment, and then you're going to do a C out, but this time let's do an expression. Okay. Yeah. We'll do an expression.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Van. Trying an expression. Oh, in fact, let's try something. Let's try calculating something interesting. You know what? If you guys are up for it,
sure, yeah.
You got to tell me if you're up for it, okay? And hopefully either Van or Keenan or someone can type through this with me. Here's what I'd like to do, and tell me if you're comfortable with it. If not, we'll just do what we're going to do now. Just before Van starts, we're going to ask the user, give me a random number, okay? Or let's not even ask the user. Let's just select a random number, okay? Select a random number and use that random number down, okay, as a variable. Is everybody okay with that? We're going to create a variable. All right, so Van, just type. So in fact, no user input output, okay? In fact, we can, I'll leave user IO for, playing around with quests, forums, discussions, anything you want, okay? So we won't do anything. with user IO. Okay, Van calculation of before that. All right, go to line 8 and hit enter. Let's say int random number, int random underscore number equals.
Say random underscore.
Yeah, you can call it something. Yeah, number. All right, and in fact, it's indented 4 spaces extra. So push it back to line up with the cout.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Right now, equals after the equal sign, you're going to say this special library function that's been provided to you, generating random numbers uniformly distributed, is not a joke. It's very hard. Therefore, C++ comes with a library that every time you want a random number, it will give you a random number that's uniformly distributed. Right? Never. It's a bad idea to try and generate our own randoms. Okay, it's very hard. Okay, so let's use the thing and say equals rand open close or rand. When I say open close, let's just say open parent close parent. Okay, that's
this.
Yeah. All right, and then space percent space percent.
Gotcha.
Space and say 10. Right. 10. Gotcha. And then above that line, one line above that line, let's put a comment for the benefit of students, not. In fact, you know what, Van?
Yeah.
Triple click on the line and Control V that line, right? Cut the line and put it under your comment. And then your comment should basically say not just a calculation, code below belongs to me until the next comment, right? Code below belongs to me until the next comment. I think that's what you should say. And I think everybody should say that, okay? So where is it? Hey, where's your thing gone, right? So you got
I put the int random number underneath the Van calculation.
Hey, wow, I don't see it. Your Van calculation is still on line 10 for me. And
Yeah, so that's on line 10, but on line 11, is there anything?
Nothing on line 11 for me.
Oh.
On line 11.
Hey, Sean, Brian, you were the one who had the lag last time with Van, or someone else had this lag too. I don't know.
Well, I just did copy X and then I took it away and I guess it didn't pop up again.
Oh, no, you can copy and take away. Well, you got to edit this file. You're not editing this file?
Yes. Wait, what?
Type your name. I just want to see your name comes up here. I can't see anything.
You can't. What did I do? Okay, 1 minute. Can you see?
Click on Sean's window. Click on Sean's window.
Sean's window?
Oh, no. Click on your collab edit window. Click on your collab edit window.
Well, what's the collab edit window? Is it the
UF5?
Yeah, I'm still there. All I did was just copy X. I just took it and then put it below. And apparently, I guess that took me out of the.
Click on the window again. Don't worry. Click on the window again.
Okay, I'll just
click on the window. Yeah, bring your focus back to this window and type something. I just want to see if you're active in this window.
Oh, I haven't left the window at all.
So click type something so I can see if your cursor is in here.
I am typing.
So that's the thing. I can't see anything.
Yeah. Okay. So
you got to figure this out. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Gotcha.
So we got to figure out why. It's not just the other site. It's something to do with the lag. Okay.
Maybe I could refresh.
Let me.
No,
I just closed the window, so I'll jump back in.
It should be all async.
Okay.
Yeah, because the previous time Van typed something, it came right. The comment was typed by Van.
Yeah. No, that was me.
Yeah. So something happened after that. Say, can someone else? Who's after Van? Actually, I can go by this list here. Justin.
Wait a minute. That's. It's just a coincidence, actually. I think my browser's crashing, but I'm on Zoom still for some reason, so I don't know what's going on.
Who can? All right. So Van's got to come back to this. Who can take over at this point and type in this document? Yeah. Go ahead, Kylie. All right. So in fact, what you're going to say is that the first comment, you're going to change the first comment and say, Kylie, after the hyphen, you say code below is mine until the next comment. Okay. Until the next student comment. Right. And then we'll just repeat that for every student. Change the comment on.
Can you see that I'm editing right now?
Hey, you know what? Maybe I can. I see the mouse moving around and everything, but maybe it's Sean. Okay. Maybe it's Sean's internet, and I'm just.
I couldn't see Van's when he was typing. I couldn't see Van's like afterwards, so.
No. It's. I can see Chrome's showing me that Collab Edit is continuously loading. You see that? So that's Sean's window. I'm
Oh,
looking
yeah.
at Sean's Zoom
Yeah, I
window
just
and
reloaded it, and I think it might be my Wi-Fi. Sorry about
just
that.
yeah. Okay, someone else has got to take over the collaborative share or the Zoom share. Okay, you got to make sure that anyone who, when you share the screen, just make sure that your internet is good. Okay, Sean, you got, and Van, both of you guys. Oh, maybe not Van. Okay, maybe Van's got a solid connection last time. One of you
Yeah.
guys. Okay, one of you guys need to make sure that you're. I
Yeah,
think
sorry
Keenan
about
had a
that.
good connection. Keenan had a good connection, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think Keenan had a good connection.
I think it's the best Wi-Fi out of all this.
Yeah, or even
you go to the bathroom?
even who was it, Brian, with the windows behind him or the artwork. You
Yeah,
had a good connection too. Yeah, you had a good connection. Yeah, I remember. And obviously Kylie. Although I thought you were attending with a phone, but it turns out you had a computer there. Okay, that's great. And some of you guys, you got to figure out, okay, this is, we're going into a C++ and programming course. You can't do this on a phone, right? You got to take this seriously and be able to program and start programming. You can't learn to, do ceramics without actually doing it, okay? But just by watching videos, you can never. All right, that's great. Who is this, by the way?
This is me.
Oh, Kaylee, thank you. All right, just change the. Yeah, that's fantastic. That's much better. Thank you. All right, great. Hello world. Okay, so you're going to choose and then on line 8, hit enter. Let's start another comment right there. Okay, one more comment and say select a random number between 0 and 10, 0 and 9 inclusive. Okay, why does % work? Question mark. Question to Noodle in the forums, or question. Yeah. Why? And then on the next line you can say discuss how this works in the forum. Maybe discuss how this works. Maybe something like that. Or discussion point for how this works. So I don't know. You can phrase it however you want. Okay. All right. So what that does is rand is going to give you a big random number. Okay, but the random number is going to be big, like anywhere between, I think max rand is like 32,000 something. Okay, so it's just 2 bytes. The max number you can get, max signed number you can get in 2 bytes, right? Not unsigned. The max unsigned number you can get in 2 bytes is 2 to the 16 bytes, 16 bits, yes? And 2 to the 16 is 64K. But rand gives you a signed number. Although it's positive, it gives you only a positive number, but it returns an integer, not a signed integer, which means the maximum random number it can give you is 32,767. I think that's half of 2 to the 16, right? Minus 1. Okay, so, but we don't want a big random number. We just want one random number between 0 and 10. So let's just say we want to divide the number by 10 and take the remainder. And that operator is % modulo. So it's a modulo, right? That number modulo 10 is a remainder after dividing by 10. Is everybody okay with this? Okay, now one minor change we want to do to this is we don't want 0 through 9, we want 1 to 10. Yes? Do we want that? Do we want a random number? So we're going to do a whole lot of things below, okay? And we're going to, so maybe Van has a comment after that saying, all right, we're going to calculate a random number, the cost of random number grams of gold, okay? Another person might say, Kai might say, oh, I got a random number. I'm going to calculate, what's the weight of that many grains of rice, or I don't know, whatever, right? Just pick something out of thin air, right? Be imaginative, creative, come up with some expression you can calculate. Or maybe someone could say, I'm a really good mathematician. I'm going to use the Taylor series and use this expansion for sin x. And I'm going to use that as the number of terms in the sin x expansion, right? So 1 plus, this is what's odd terms, right? So it's going to be 1 plus x to the 3 by 3 factorial, or minus and plus will alternate, right? In sin and cos, I think, right? So you can figure out the number of terms and say, I'm going to calculate, right, the value of sine or cos or tan or whatever it is, using some expansion from calculus, that many terms, and all kinds of crazy things, right? Or you could say, I'm a movie buff, right? I'm going to calculate, I'm going to something from movies, right? So it's open, right? So the sky is your limit, as they say, right? The world is your oyster, or whatever it is, the correct metaphor. But I think that this is your opportunity. Just take a piece of real estate. This program here is our real estate for today. It's going to be carved out, right? And it can grow, right? Right now, it's only between the 2 braces, but that is elastic because after Kylie is done, right? Someone else can jump in and then stretch out the blank space, right? In another comment, more blank space below that, right? And many people can edit at the same time. If you want to jump in and start editing, take out, your piece of real estate and start coding your own whatever expression, and you can change it. But we're not going to run it, okay? And make sure that you can it's not, it doesn't have any syntax errors. It has some interesting expressions of your own. And, if Kylie wants to come back and do another section later on, that's fine too, right? You can do as many as you want. Eventually, hopefully, what time is it now? Yeah, we got a lot of time, almost an hour. Okay, so what we can do is at some point we will have this big program. Okay, and we haven't run it because Collaborate doesn't let you run it. Does it let you run it? No, it doesn't. Okay, so we can just copy it and do that. Sean dance. Okay, we just take that to oh, go on. Kylie's sharing right now, right? So we can go to online GDB. Now we don't even have a tab, right? So we'll go there, copy, paste, run it, and then we'll see the outputs of every single person. Actually, with online GDB.
I have a question for.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, sorry.
Sean, yeah, go for it, Sean.
So everything else is loading for me except for collabedit.com.
Wow. Okay. You know what?
Same thing just happened here. I thought it was going crazy for a reason.
Yeah, so it wasn't my internet. I think
Yeah,
it
I've
says
got the same
502
issue.
bad
Sorry.
gateway. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a 502 bag. Yeah, bag.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so it
Yeah, it's
doesn't
just
sync up with that.
It's happened, even in class. It's not so much with Collaborate, it's happened with cpp.sh, another site like online GDB, right?
I see.
And the problem, here's the issue, right? Ultimately, at the end of the day, when we go to a site like this, they're going to give us here, well, not here, on the other, you're essentially getting a dedicated machine. Many sites which actually compile and run your code, right? It's a virtual machine. It's actually a micro machine because you can fit thousands of machines in a real machine. So you're getting one of those. And but each one of those is going to cost, right? If the physical machine costs you, let's say, $10 a month, typical, right? 10 to $50 a month, maybe, right? If 50 is like extreme use cases, like lots of questioning and all. But if you just have a machine, it's $9 to $10 a month, maybe at most. And inside of that machine, you can pack like thousands of other machines, right, per second. So because virtual machines, right, they're very thin and lean, you can have, and but at the end of the day, it's still going to cost you money. And if lots of people are going to use it, you're going to pay money. And the way that many of these sites get around it eventually is that if they don't find a backer, some kind of an investor or some do-good person who says, there's actually a useful service, lots of students are using it, right? I want to donate $5,000, right? So you don't have to do ads for the next. And so they'll still be able to run with lots and lots of servers and provide full service. But you can see even with Replete, that's what happened. And Hiram went and found out. After a while, they say, well, we've offered it and there's not enough interest and people are not using it as much as to excite the investors to come and pour some money into it. So we're going to make our own money. And they start running ads. And eventually, even the ads don't cut it. They'll say, I'm going to scale down. I'm not going from a mini instance to a micro instance, right? Which only costs like $2 a month. Or even a Docker image that will fire up on demand and it'll be slower. And that's what's going on here. Okay, so it's a pity. It's a pity because 6 years ago, it was beautiful. And then we had a problem with cpp.sh, which had that problem that you experienced, right? We'd be coding and all of a sudden it starts spinning. And it's because that server's run out of juice or something has happened to that, maybe the gateway, all right, to that particular group of machines that got busted. Unlikely though, right? Most of the time it's the machine, I think.
The entire site doesn't work right now. You can go to .com and just
No. I think it works for someone else. Kylie works. It works for Kylie.
Sure?
But it didn't work for you.
Ta-da.
Yes.
No, I don't think so.
No, yeah,
I think the 16 of us jumping on at once accidentally killed the website.
No. It should be robust, right? I mean, I could have 5,000 people questioning right now, and it should be robust. And
no.
and Collaborate has been around for 7 years. They should have figured out all of these things a long time ago. I'm pretty sure that's not it. Okay, it's something to do with something else. No, 16 people is nothing. Like I've had a bigger class.
It's not working for me either.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe their site is down and they're not getting enough funding and they're not able to put money into this. Okay. We got to figure out some way of group coding. All right. Let's try. What else? Gee, I just took it for granted that we won't have any issues with Collaborate. Is there a group site where we can all code? Well, you get the idea, right? You know what I want to do, or what I think would be cool is one big document. Everybody codes at the same time, different ideas, and then at the end we take that and run it in GDB and see the result.
This might not be ideal, but could we use Google Docs and then type it and then copy paste?
Yeah, we can do that, but how would you do that without opening up the document to the whole world? Or even collaborators open to the whole world, I guess.
You could drop the link in the Zoom chat. I was just thinking
Yeah.
that too, but the thing is, if you copy and paste from a Google Doc, I heard that there's some problems that the code doesn't really gets a little confused.
No,
as
no,
to
it'll
what
work.
it's
It'll
looking
work.
for.
Yeah,
It'll work?
I can show you how to make it work in Google Doc. Man, yeah.
Oh.
I know the default formatting is horrible. Okay, but
Gotcha,
it's very
okay.
easy to make it work.
Okay.
One thing is, okay, this is my concern with Google Docs, is that it with the cursor of the person that's editing, it'll show
Right.
your name. Oh, same problem as we had last time with Keenan's thing, right? It'll show these anonymous swans and penguins, and it'll just obfuscate, obscure a whole bunch of your code. If we can have a civilized way of modifying this document so that we don't venture into other people's territory, okay, I think it'll be possible. But last class we found it was a challenge because lots of people were, in the same place. We couldn't see what was going on. So Sean, if you can do that, okay, with a Google Doc, share the
Yeah, I
link.
can make a Google Doc really quick.
We
Okay,
could just
all right.
comment
So,
on
and I'll show you how to make the formatting so that, hey, Kylie, so yeah, unfortunately, don't close it yet. Okay, so he wants to copy that, and hopefully you can see it. Oh, you've got it. Okay, so all right. So in fact, what you can do is once you share the Google Doc, Kylie can paste it in there. I think that's better. Once you got the Google Doc, share it, and then Kylie can get into the Google Doc and paste this code in there. Hey, Keenan, what happened to that site you were using last class?
Like what is the website? Is that what you're asking?
No, I mean, we could have used that. Why can't we use that? Because that also lets you run it, right?
Oh, I
mean,
have
lots
no
of people
idea.
are running.
I have no idea why we're using this one versus that one.
Oh yeah, oh, it was because of that overlapping thing. If you're going to use Google Docs, we might as well use Keenan's site.
Was Keenan's site GBD or was it the Swan one?
I think it
No.
was,
I'll
find it.
Or was there a third?
Coding rooms.
Coding room? Oh yeah, right. Was that Swan?
Yeah, I don't know. I think on Tuesday, Keenan was some anonymous one. But I think what we should do this time and see if you can rename yourselves and also stay out of other people's territory. Okay, no more than one person in one place. Yeah. Otherwise, it was really hard. I think that was
don't
originally
open that
abandoned.
old link because that's I was working in that, so we should make a new one.
Free code.
All right. So which one is this? Coding rooms?
I make a
Still
new
working
one.
on that does not work at all. So yeah, I would just exit out of there.
Who is this, by the way? I'm lost. Is this Ali's? No, is this Kylie's screen?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Coding rooms. You're entering coding rooms now, because Keenan's going to send you the.
How do you start it? Just get started?
Here, I can make a new one.
Okay.
Hey, it actually says in a video, watch your students code in real time. So it actually says that in a video. Did you see that?
No, what was
Track
that?
student engagement metrics. Oh, that's really cool. All right, maybe we should try and use this more.
The little video
Oh,
that
this
you're
is
showing?
pricing and all. Okay, well, yeah, I don't know. It's not free. No, is it free?
Can't see.
I didn't have to pay for it. I'm
Okay, maybe they
making
have some
one
free
right
version.
now, or I'm working on making a new one.
I can't see what you're doing. I'm just looking at the video. Is it right? Oh, of course, I'm looking at Kylie's screen. Yeah, because when I see the mouse and things are happening in the video, I think that, hey, Keenan's probably doing all this, and it's actually a video. Yeah, it's really cool, right? You saw the video. It says the interactive student code, live code. That's exactly what we're trying to do here. Yes.
Yeah, I can't remember. Why did we stop using this last time?
No, it was, I remember. It was because of, lots of people in the same place and overlapping, I can't see what's going on.
I see,
And
but
also that-
everyone could edit?
Hmm?
What's that?
Yeah, I think there was also a data issue, right? Maybe that was, I don't know, maybe Van actually had a problem with internet last week, last class, and then
Mhm. I think the problem with me was just that the Zoom was coming over slow, but I guess
No,
technically you don't have to
definitely, then
watch
you have an
the ads.
internet problem. If Zoom was
Yeah,
slow,
it was the
then-
internet problem. I guess if maybe don't, if I were to be the one on taking the screen and everything, maybe if you just don't look at my Zoom screen, but you watch what I type real time.
Yeah. I'm sure you can improve.
Yeah.
Because if you cut out the video, you get more bandwidth. But I doubt, right? I doubt if the problem will go away.
Oh, so Van was the one sharing last time?
I was, and then it started getting a little weird, and then Keenan took over, and then we started having problems with all the name tags like flopping on top of each other.
Okay,
And then no one
and
could
then it
actually
was
see the code.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And then that kind of interfered with, combined with the internet issue, that even when people were trying to move out of each other's
Mhm.
way, it wasn't happening. They were all in the
Yeah.
same place, and
I see,
because
I
the
see.
internet wasn't fast enough to move them out.
Gotcha.
All right, so I sent a link to the chat. Try that.
Oh, there is. I see the chat thing. So yeah, I think Ali, not I keep saying Ali. Is Ali here today? I thought I saw her a little while ago.
I am. Hi.
Yeah, okay. So I think I should increase the size of the. See, the problem is, I should maybe when after spring, or maybe not in winter. Okay, but I was thinking if I did it on the iMac, then I could have enough room to have all of you as well as a reasonably readable screen, right? Because on the iMac, it's really hard. Yeah. Oh, so that's great. So so Kylie managed to get in. That's great. And can someone? Oh, we have a lot of people here. Yeah, lots of anonymous animals, right? So that's great. Okay, so can you paste?
I have
Can
to
you paste the
open
code?
editing for her, so she's Parrot.
All right. So yeah.
Oh,
all
Keenan,
she
you were
needs to
able
do-
to make an account?
No, I think she can just be an anonymous something and just paste in there.
I think I just went to their website and they have like a free tier, so it's like you
Mhm.
don't need to pay for anything. So you just
I
click on
see, I
like
see.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, it's
Because
up
you
to
can make
I mean,
it
I
so that you
of
can
course
see the
can.
name.
yeah, if everyone goes in and makes a free account.
Yeah,
But
we can.
today it's not necessary. I think
Yeah,
it'll
yeah,
take
yeah.
about 5 minutes. Yeah, so it's okay. And in fact, I don't care if you're anonymous, as long as you just don't, step over each other's toes. I think that's. I think we can still have a working way of doing things. And also, I can enforce, right? In the syllabus already, I'm saying that you got to go to these external sites and Reddit and so on. And I say one more thing, you got to go and create an account there. Yeah, yeah, I know. I don't know if people would love to come back to this class again. All right. So who is this, by the way? It's just Kylie's still typing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So hey, Van, put a blank line before line 12 so that you're separated out from the previous. Right? Line 12, Van, you should have a blank line. Now, who edited that? Was it Kylie or Van?
Oh, I don't think I have editing permission yet.
Oh, I'll give you. Do you know what animal you are?
Yeah, I'm koala. Koala.
Oh, you can't assign edit to everyone?
Oh, I can. Yeah. But
Last time we did that.
Yeah. Well, okay.
started
If
crashing.
you do that, Keenan will basically take it away again. Right? Is that okay?
All right. So
Okay,
perfect.
everyone.
It's not like he's going to take it away. If you do that, it means that the internet's not working properly, or some combination of technologies is not perfect. Okay, so it's not going to work, and then Keenan will go back to no permissions anyone. Okay, so everybody enabled now, Keenan?
I'm working on it right now. I'm setting them all.
Oh, so you still have to do it manually, checkbox each one?
Yeah, you just do check boxes. Yeah. Okay. Van, try now.
Gotcha.
There you go.
Yep, I got it. Okay. So what do we do next?
Yeah, all good.
Sorry, I think yeah, there was like a hiccup for a second. I think I just lost connection. But yeah, okay, so everything works. What's
Great. So get to the end of line. Yeah, that's right. Get to the end of line 13 and hit enter so that we're in now your section, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
In fact, well, let's try and do something nice. Go to the end of that comment, van calculation.
Gotcha. Okay.
End of that line, right? And then put a lot of hyphens there so that it kind of, sections. That's Kylie's section, this is Van's section, and so on. Lots of people can have lots of sections. There's space, and then put a whole bunch of hyphens there. A lot more. Just make a long horizontal line. Just keep it pressed for a while. Keep the hyphen, dash, maybe 20, 30, 40 dashes. Yeah, I think that's fine.
Oh, I see.
All right, that's great. Yeah. All right. So this is like some kind of a, divider we can use between different people, right? So nobody's allowed to trespass, right? This is our advanced fence, okay? So put another one below, and that's going to be someone else's, and then this is your area, this is your home, and you can edit in here, okay? Put, copy and paste. No, I think here, get rid of that. Triple click on that line. This is the best way. No, just don't do anything now. Right? Just do.
Okay.
All right, just this is a trick, okay? Trick.
I go for it, yeah.
Triple click on line 13. Triple click on line 13. No. Click and drag.
Yeah,
a lot of students do that. Okay, and the little habits tricks I picked up, which are easy. Did you triple click or click and drag? I didn't see.
Okay.
No.
You mean? Let me see. I think I get what you're talking about.
Three rapid clicks on line 13. Get 3 clicks.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So we just need to get used to that, okay? Because it saves, because it's only a microsecond, but these millions of microseconds add up. Okay, it saves a lot of time. So get used to it. Triple click means you get everything, including the indent. So now you can copy the whole line. You don't, because the new line at the end, many people can't copy and drag, and it's a pain, right? Now go on to, did you Control C, Command C, or whatever it is? Put it in your clipboard. Okay, right, so now go further down on line 17. Go to line 17 and just paste it. Command V. Did you paste it?
Yep.
Okay. Now someone else just change the van, right? And the comment. Yeah, someone else, right? Put your name there and change, and then Van, you should also change your comment to say below code is mine until next comment, right? Until next whatever. Until next divider. Below code mine until next divider.
Access?
Everyone should have editing. Here, let me check again. Unless you.
I'm anonymous core right now.
Okay, yeah, I see you. I'll add you in right now.
All right, thank you.
So it's okay that we're taking some time to set this up, because I think this would be a good,
yeah, it's just as people join, I have to like set them individually. I can't set it so like everyone's an editor. I have to set.
I see. But what about but if you had make sure all the horizontal lines end at one, so that we don't have these things. We don't go past 80 columns, maybe. Yeah. I see. So you got to do this every class. So you set up the framework and everything. You can't just save state and come back to this. Well, you can always copy the code, right? We can always copy the code somewhere else, and someone can keep it. And next class we can just come back and paste it, right?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we could just like make a giant template.
Yeah, and, basically that's what we're doing, right? We're just creating a template for ourselves. Right? Someone should save it. Okay. All right. So Brian, below code is mine, and so on and so forth. Everybody does that, and then you can also have another comment without the dashes, horizontal line, and you can describe what you're trying to do here, right? So maybe Brian would say, "I'm going to calculate the weight of that many liters of gasoline," right? So you can go to a published chart of the density of gasoline, right? And density would say, 3 kilograms per gallon. Okay. And say, I got, 7 gallons according to that random number. How many kilos of, or how many pounds of gasoline do I have? Whatever it is, right? Or you could say the expected life of, that many iPhones used one after another. I don't know. You can just come up, put up with a number of eyes this alien has, that many aliens have, assuming that each alien has 17 eyes. Whatever. You can come up, pull these things out of thin air, be as creative as you can, and do whatever you want. We won't look at your comment, but when we run it, we'll actually see the output. and then you'll get a chance to say what it is. And you can also say in your output, you can say, let's do one, okay? Let's do one. Let's do, actually, Kylie didn't actually do yeah, we didn't do anything with your random number, right? We just created a random number. Let's just create, let's say we want to calculate something with that random number. Just, yeah, so try and imagine something. I'll try and think of something too. But if you want to say, I want to calculate something using that random number as n units of something, yeah, maybe n pounds of flour, right? Or you know, n gallons of some liquid, or n terms of sequence. So just assume that n is something that is your favorite, okay? Doesn't have to be your favorite, right? Something you're interested in, or something you that just occurred to you, right? Say if there are n birds, right? N birds out there, I want to calculate the number of feathers, assuming that a bird on average has this many feathers. I don't know. Yeah, you're just pulling things out of thin air, right? So you can say that n is anything you want, right? As long as you can calculate something from that n. So you know, Kylie and I are thinking. So one of us will come up with an idea that Kylie is going to implement. Let's say let's do something really simple, right? Because we don't want to waste time here. Obviously, you can change this later. But let's say we want to find on the next line, right? On the next line, now go to the next line, Kylie, line 13. Not go, right? Hit enter, hit enter. Yeah, actually hit enter and go up. So you just have a blank line between. Yeah. Right. So what we want to do is put a comment there saying this is what we want to do, right? I want to calculate the weight in. I want to calculate the volume in ounces of n grams of gold of random number. Actually, let's change that variable from random number to n so that everybody could say n. Double click on random number and say n, double click n. Yeah, and that's the other habit is very useful to pick up, is to just get out of the habit of clicking and dragging, because I've noticed, I've also been there, right? Because clicking and dragging takes a lot more energy than double clicking or triple clicking, right? And also a lot more of your consciousness, because when you click and drag, you can't let go. You have to stay attentive until you end, right? Because you need to know, all right, until then I can't overshoot, I can stop here. So it's more cognitively intense than just double click. All right, just because how this works. Okay, yeah. All right, so we just need to go to a tab and say, what is the, hey, what is it? Gold, is it? All right. Hey, well, we could ask Alexa. Alexa, what is the density of gold?
Gold's density near room temperature is 19.3 grams per cubic centimeter.
Oh, it's in
By the
metric.
way, I have a routine in my life.
Metric
I can
tons.
just say good morning. Good morning.
Alexa, stop. Alexa, he's giving me the answer in metric tons. It's 19.3 grams per cubic centimeter. So let's just say grams, okay? So we'll say calculate the volume in cubic centimeters. In cubic centimeters of n. What was it? What did it say? Was it grams? Grams of n grams of gold. Yeah, so it's keeping it all metric. And I think according to, and you can say, according to Alexa or according to the web, the density is 19.3 grams per cc at room temperature. 19.3. I think that's what it said. Alexa, repeat the answer. Hey, Alexa, repeat the answer. Alexa, repeat. Alexa, what's the density of gold?
Gold's density near room temperature is 19.3 grams per.
Alexa, stop. Thank you. Yeah, it's 19.3.
Okay.
It's funny, it didn't remember the last. Usually it does. All right, so now all you want to do is you could say, what is it? What are we calculating? Volume in cubic, yeah, cubic centimeters, right? Because cent also has a different meaning. Let's just say centimeters. Okay, so you can say vol, yeah, is double vol equals double space double vol equals. So it is 19.3 cc per gram. How many grams do you have? You have n grams. So 19.3 times n. Is everybody okay with this? It's a very simple calculation, right? But other calculations further down don't have to be this simple, right? You can come up with calculations that involve parentheses, power even, right? You come up with, be creative. Think of interesting things which involve power, multiplication, division, all kinds of crazy things. Okay, so there you go. And then on the next line, you can say C out. Say, this is Kylie. I found that n grams of gold. Where you say that, yeah, this is Kylie. I found that n. I found, and you can tidy it up later. Okay, I found that, and in place of n, where you say n, instead of n, just close the quote. And this is a question that some of you asked in the Reddit. Okay, so maybe this is going to help them too. Right? Close the quote right there. No, space there, space and then a quote, space and then close the quote, because right, you want the space. Now there you want to push into a left shift the value n, because you want the actual value of n. You don't want the n in the string itself, right? Now n, right? Now, yeah, you want another quote there, right? Another quote and space. Everybody okay with that? What Kylie just did, just spacing things out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and then end L. Oh, you need CC, right? You need CC and then end L. CC and then end L. The CC is for cubic centimeters, right? Within quotes, within quotes, within quotes.
Sorry.
Yeah, within quotes, CC, and then I think you can just say a /n or end L. That's fine. Yeah. Okay. All right. Is everybody okay with this so far? Well, we're not going to run it, right? But you just know it is right, I think. You can fix it later, Kaida, if you want. You want to put periods and capitalize and so on, or you want to do more expressions. That's fine. Okay. So Kaida just did one, and it's very simple. And it's a template. Now I would like. What time is it now? 9:27. All right. So 10 minutes. All right. I'll just give it to you for 10 minutes. You guys, okay? So I'm not looking over your shoulder, and I can turn this around. So I'm not even looking at your screen. So I'm not even, so you don't have to, you're totally on your own in your playground, okay? And I know that you're not gonna be stepping on each other's toes, right? So each of you has your own section, I hope. Yes, please raise your hand. Great, okay. So go to your section, all right? Create your own section if you don't have one. Go to your section and make a comment just like Kylie did. You can copy and paste that code and change things if you want, okay? And Kylie, you're free to have more sections if you want, okay? So copy and paste, and then you can change is the place saying, hey, this is, let's say, I'm going to calculate the distance from, I'm going to calculate how long it's going to take from New York to Baltimore by Amtrak. No, I don't know. From New York to the 5th stop. I don't know, nth stop. I don't know. I'm just, coming up with these ideas, but it should be your idea, right? Pick some random idea. You're welcome to change it, obviously, right? Start with something. And again, here's writer's block, all right? I don't know if any of you are doing English or creative writing, and you would have come across this very real experience called writer's block. How many of you have not come across this experience called a writer's block? When you're so full of creativity and you have a lot of ideas that you want to put down, but you don't, you're not able to get started. Yes or no? Have you experienced this in your life? Maybe you haven't.
Yes.
Done,
Yes.
Right? Okay. So if you haven't, you should just go do some creative writing course. Go to the English department. Okay. So they'll set you up with a bunch of projects like that. They'll make you feel it. Okay. So, all right. How do you overcome that? Because it's very similar to programming. That's why I want to talk about that here. Okay. How do you overcome that writer's block?
Have like new experiences.
Okay.
So you have more to grab. Yeah.
Other ideas, more ideas. I want more ideas. They're all possible, plausible. And I'll tell you one idea too, right? So any other ideas to overcome writer's block?
Other
I'd say like taking a break.
Taking a break. Yeah. Okay. And reading forums, you're saying? Kylie, is that what you're saying? Sorry?
Brainstorm? Like other
brainstorm,
ideas?
Okay, brainstorm, okay. Any other ideas?
Talk to other people.
Talk, okay. What else?
Look at other examples.
Okay, look at other examples. That's a great idea too. Got it. Oh, Keenan says got it. So maybe he knows what needs to be done here.
Oh, I was talking to Van in the chat. He was.
Oh, I see. Okay. Anyway, so there is one sure way. One way, not sure. No way is sure. Okay, but one way to overcome writer's block, which has been proven statistically. Right? I'm not just saying you're pulling this out of thin air, because a lot of teachers have found it, and I think that you can also find research data to back this up. Right? Better than odds, better than all of the other methods that you've discussed. All of these things work. Okay, and maybe more suited in certain situations, but on average, what we have found is that the best way to break writer's block and programmer's block too, right, is to just start. Okay, forget about forums, forget about anything. And because in my experience, what I found is that even brilliant people, lots of people with great ideas, they don't get started because of fear. Okay, because they are afraid to open their mouth and be thought a fool, in Mark Twain's words. Okay, because I think it's a curse on humanity that people actually believe that what Mark Twain said was anything more than a witticism, right? It's just witty, but it's not really true. It actually plays badly in many people's lives, right? Because if you say, I don't want to be thought a fool, so I'm not going to open my mouth at all, right? No, I don't want to be confirmed as a fool, right? So I don't want all these other people to say that guy is certainly a fool. So if I open my mouth, they're going to say that. So I'm not even going to open my mouth. So that way, everybody can suspect that I'm a fool, but nobody can say for sure. Okay, and unfortunately, that is ingrained culturally into many people's minds. And so they're very silent and say, even though I have a lot of ideas, I want to make sure that what I say there is 100% bulletproof and solid, so that people don't think that I'm a fool. And I've said that even on the first lecture. Okay, that is the greatest stumbling block to learning. Okay, you just have to let go of that completely, because that doesn't do any good, totally no good. And it's better you realize that now than later on in your life, right? When you're 30 or 40 years old and you say, well, you know what, I wasted that much of my life listening to other people, right? And people that really didn't know better, listening and trying to get in their good books and not listening to people that actually told you good stuff, right? And drive them away, and it doesn't work. So please don't. The way to overcome writer's block is, doesn't matter, even if it's not grammatical. Okay, whatever language you're familiar to and comfortable in too, that's even fine, right? So if it's English or French or Chinese or African, doesn't matter, right? So Swahili, just start writing, whatever, doesn't matter. That is the biggest stumbling block. And when I say languages, it doesn't even stop with human languages, right? So programming is just like that. The biggest stumbling block to people starting on a quest is when they say, you know, I'm not going to do quest 4, or I'm just going to quest in anonymous mode because I don't want anyone to think that I don't know this thing, right? I'm coming here with a lot of expertise. I need to be known for that. It is useless. What do you get by being known as, right? So you say, doesn't matter, and then you'll just free it up, and things will just flow. It is when you uncork the bottle, it'll flow, right? But uncorking is where a lot of people get stuck. And just uncork it and say, I don't care. And say, feel free to say, I can put something there that is, you know, this is, let's say, Brittany says, yeah, I'm going to say, oh, I'm going to calculate the sum of 5 and 7. So, and you say, my sum equals 5 plus 7. Okay. And nobody says, he's going to think, well, you know, that's what Brittany's written, and she can do exponentiation and things like that. No, what we're going to think is that, well, you know, Brittany has now planted her flag. And he carved out a portion of the land saying, okay, this is my part here. All right. I've staked out my claim to this area. So I put a stub function there saying, okay, 3 plus 4, because that is where I'm going to come back. And over time, I'm going to refine that. Okay. I'm going to change the 3 plus 4 into something else. And the number of hours someone that many years has lived. That's a nice thing to calculate, right? If you're 7 years old, how many seconds have you lived on Earth? Right? And all those interesting things you can change, and you can change the comment. So you should not feel, there was actually a movie about this, right? A long time ago. I remember seeing the Sean Connery film, Forrest, something like Forrest. If I have a Finding Forrester, I don't know. I don't even remember the story in great detail now. But I remember there was a scene there when this young writer, okay, like you guys, right? Same age, pretty much, right? And he's a brilliant writer, right? He comes up with these incredible turns of phrases and all, right? And Sean Connery recognizes that. And Sean Connery is an established and successful writer, but this guy has a writer's block or something. And so one time in his apartment, he says, I'll teach you to write. And he just got started. And so he'll say, get started writing by just copying what I do. And he just say, that's because you just have to get the juices flowing. And if you're just afraid to get the juices flowing, it'll just stay in the bottle. So just even if it's a matter of typing someone else's program in, that also works, I've found, right? Take someone else's program in and start typing it and saying, I've typed it in, now I'm going to chop it all up and, you know, type my code in there, also works, okay? Type in your own code, that's fine. Type in gibberish, that also works, okay? All of these things work. The reason I'm saying this is because each of you proposed a different way of tackling writer's block, but nobody proposed the easy way. This is the easy way. Believe it, this is the easiest way. Nobody proposed that. So try this. If it doesn't work, try all those other things. Okay, just get started doing something. Okay, and then you'll just find that the wine flows. Is everybody okay? Can I now turn the laptop around so I'm not looking at you? Okay, or your screen. Hey, all you guys okay? Because some of you are silent.
Yes.
Kai,
Yes.
Brittany.
Yes.
I've heard Justin, Noah had some
Yeah,
reaction there.
sounds good.
Okay.
Sir, I had a question. So it
Yeah,
looks
sure,
like we
Kylie, go
can,
ahead.
multiply a double and an int. Can we also like add, subtract, and divide a double and an int?
Totally. Yeah.
Okay.
The doubles, ints, they're all what are called numeric formats. Numeric, they're just constants. The only thing we have to be mindful of, and I think I would usually go into this in later lectures, is that we use plus unthinkingly, right? 3 plus 4. We just say 3 plus 4. And we also say 3.1 plus 4.2. We just use a plus there too. In our mind, it's the same, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, as far as the CPU is concerned, there are 2 different algorithms, 2 different function calls altogether, because one of them is going to do floating point addition, and the other one is going to do integer addition. Yes?
Mhm.
But as you know from data representation already, floating point addition is a different ball game altogether. Yes?
Yeah.
You got to make sure the exponents line up, and then the mantises, all those crazy things have to be done. It's a different algorithm, but we just say it's the same. So we just have to be mindful of that, and that's why I say do data representation first, so that these things may not be so important now, but when you get more experience in programming, you will see that these kinds of subconscious decisions you make based on the data type that you know of the things you're dealing with, they make huge improvements to your program, right? And then your manager will know. Your manager will know, right? That's the reason, if there's a critical task, this person needs to work on it, because they subconsciously avert all the danger points. And those are the kinds of things that, that's why data representation is like super duper useful, right? And so far, I think only a couple of people have actually commented to do with data representation, right? Sean and Sam. But I really do encourage you to spend a lot of time just discussing data representation issues, right? There are a bunch of questions in the module 0. I remember putting them in, right? Discuss them in the forums, okay? Or come up with your own problems, right? Base 27 names. All of these are interesting things. I don't know. Sometimes we don't have a great discussion there because you guys are also overloaded with units, right? Doing so many other classes and difficult classes and math and so on. It's up to you, but you have to make sure you get the most out of this, right? This is not like an isolated college in general, right? People go there to party, but you can, if you want a party, you can get a party for a fraction of the cost, right? You can have a lot more fun for a lot less money, right? And so if you just decide that if I'm going here, it's like going to an ice cream parlor and someone said, all the ice cream in the parlor is yours. You're not going to go there one day and eat all of it in one, right? So you're just going to not even sample, right? So you want to enjoy, take your time and enjoy each one. So that's the attitude you should bring to colleges too, right? So you shouldn't just overload on all courses and say, I want to get out in and out as soon as possible. That's the only chance you're going to get in your life, right? 4 years of, I don't know, you guys may live for 200 or 300 years, right? 4 of those, that long time, you're going to say, I want to spend as quickly as possible. That's the only chance you're going to get. So so that's the reason I can't make sense of many of these. I can make sense of it from your age, but I can make sense of it, when you're older or from my age. So, so just think about these things and make the best use of these things, right? So just be bold and out there. Just don't be squeezed by society into a small nugget and say that's the only place I can remain. You have to express yourself because that's the only way you can find out where you can go. Right, so I'm going to turn it around now so I don't cramp your style. Are you guys okay? You can call me back anytime, okay? You can call me back anytime. I'm happy to answer questions. Do you have any other questions, by the way? No questions?
Hi,
Are you all
Professor.
coding? Are you all coding? Can you go, can you scroll all the way down? I want to see how many people are there. And then we'll come back, right? Please call me back. Well, there's not enough people. Hey, how come we have many different mains and so on? What's going on here? No. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just, each person is writing a different main? I'm sorry. I'm glad I actually scrolled down and took a look. And we just make a little correction here. I don't want each person to write a different main. I just want each person to write that comment block, right? Hey, Kylie, let's do a few things here. All right, just go to the code that you wrote. Let's go to the code that you wrote.
Sorry. Okay.
Okay, just triple click on line number 6, and then drag now without releasing. Drag all the way to line number
Sorry.
line number 16. Drag to line, triple click on 6 and drag to 16.
Sorry.
16, all the way to 16 from there.
How do
Triple
I-
click and then drag, don't release. Triple click and then drag. No, you actually released and drag. Command Z. Triple click and without releasing, drag down. Triple click and drag down. It's a useful trick. Triple click without releasing, drag down.
I'm trying. Okay.
Oh, you can't do that.
No.
All right, okay. All right, what you need to select is triple click that and then shift tap on 16. That'll also do it. Shift tap on 16. Shift and then tap on 16. Shift and click on 16.
Oh.
No, triple click. Yeah, no, shift and 16. Shift click on 16. Shift
Okay.
click on 16.
I'm sorry. I'm struggling.
Maybe you got to drag. Okay, I want everything. I'm saying everything from 16 to yeah, everything from there,
Mm-hmm.
from the beginning of the line to the end of 16. Everything from there to there.
Want me to just highlight it?
Yeah, the reason I didn't want to do that before was because that's missing the new lines and then the indentation is gone. But essentially, what I'm to the other students is that that's the portion you want to copy, not the whole thing with the main and everything, not the whole program, right? So that's why I said, under that, don't we have Van's comment there?
Yeah.
All right. Also, hey, Kylie, is this yours? Converts given gallons to liters?
Oh yeah, I was about to.
Oh, that's fine. But it's fine. It's all right. Put a space before that because that's a different section, right? Just like in English, you want to separate your paragraphs. Okay. Yeah. All right. Everybody okay with that? Now that part is what you need to replicate in here. We want each person to have their own comment section within the main. Not everybody have different main. This is not going to compile and run. Okay. So let's make sure that there's only one main and everybody's inside of here. Can you scroll down? Make sure that all right, we need to make sure everybody's main is gone. You can actually delete everything, right? These people can recreate it inside, unless you guys are going to do it yourself.
Yes.
Do you want me to talk you through this? Do you want me to talk you through this? He's going to delete everything under the one main. Okay, everybody has got to create their code as a comment section in this main. Is everybody okay with that? Raise your hand or say something.
Wait, what are we doing?
Okay, so we're going to delete all of the mains other than this main. Okay, this main is the main you wrote, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, under this you have many other mains. Many people have copied. Yeah, there it is. Stop right there. No, go up more. Go up more. Where's the end of your main? Where's the end of your main?
My main doesn't end till.
Oh, I think this code is a little bit messed up. Okay, so let's follow a. We're going to clean this up. Okay, we're going to follow a proper system to do this. Okay, just follow my instructions. Nothing more than my instructions. Okay, we're going to delete everything. Okay, go under further down. It's further down. Go under. Hang on. No. Wait. 1 second.
Right.
Brian, Van's code is good too. All right. Brian code, that's fine. Ashwat's fine. Kai fine. Yang fine. Sean fine. Keenan fine. Oh, Keenan, hang on one second. Right, Keenan, your code is further indented further in. Okay, just line it up again with under your signature. Okay, that's fine. Okay, Yuhan. Okay, good. Stop. Right now that should go. Right,
So
Yuhan's is wrong.
Like that?
Yeah, get rid of the hash include IO stream and everything, right? In fact, remove the comment. You have comment also should also go inside of main, right? He's got to get rid of that one too.
This.
And then Brittany also, all right. What we want to do, but Brittany and you have confirmed to me now. You understand what I'm saying? You got to do exactly what the other guys are doing. It's inside of the main. You got to have your own section. You can't have your own main. I want to make sure you are both of you are okay with this, or Kylie or someone else who's inside of the main can do the shepherding. Okay, after I'm gone. Not after I'm gone. I'm going to be here, but you don't have to call me back for this. Are you okay with that? Does everybody understand? Or at least enough of you understand what I'm trying to do. Everybody should be in the same main.
Yeah.
Everybody should be within the same. Can someone enforce that some way? Because that's the only way we can run it. Okay, because otherwise we won't be able to run it before class today ends today. Can everybody enforce that everybody should be within the main?
Yeah, I think
One
we're
main?
in now.
Thank you. And also, if you try when in your expression, if you can make sure that the semicolons and the syntax is correct, we won't have to waste time when we run it. We'll be able to run it, right? We won't have to say, oh, well, it's not running. Let's go and fix that syntax error. You know what? Okay, what time is it now?
45.
We got 10 minutes. Let's save. We'll continue. We'll try and run it. but I'm not going to expect that this will compile and run without errors when we run it, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to try and run it at 9:55 or 9, whenever, right? If it doesn't run, we're going to save it. And then we're going to go into each one of those errors on Tuesday morning, okay? And we'll fix each one of those syntax errors or whatever it is that doesn't compile and run. And then we will run it and see the output of all of those sections. Is that okay with you guys?
Yeah.
Works perfect.
So try your best not to do any syntax errors, and you guys can also correct and help each other out. And hopefully at 9:55, call me back. Okay, I'm just going to be here. Right? Maybe I'll make a coffee or something, and just call me back. And then we will run it at that time. Yes? Yeah.
Yep. Sounds good.
Okay. All right. So I'm not looking. Okay. So feel free to and just be yourself and do creative stuff. Hey, well, Carla. Oh, no, not Carla. Brittany, and Yuhao. Brittany and Yuhao. Can I see you guys? Okay. Are you here? Are you here? You haven't left. Okay. Are you okay? Did you see? Did you hear what I said? You can also ask other people what you need to do, but you need to move into the main. Okay. Everything inside main, and do exactly what Van and all these other people are doing. Okay. All right. Let me try and call out to
Hey, who's anonymous parrot, by the way?
Yeah, sure. Peter. Yeah. Go ahead, Peter. Is it Peter?
Oh, sorry. No, I said who's anonymous parrot.
Who's anonymous parrot? I don't know.
Oh, that's me.
Oh, that's Kaylee?
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody's logged in other than Keenan.
Oh, okay.
I think nobody's logged in other than Keenan.
Oh, Van is logged in as well.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, Van. I saw his name. I saw.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, what about Quinn? This is I want to make sure I get this right, okay? Because there's going to be a lot of students with the same name. I don't know. I can actually watch a YouTube video, but I want to make sure what the pronunciation is, and the easiest to just listen to it from the person. All right, I don't know. Maybe they're not here now. All right, you guys take over, okay? Just call me back when you need, and you'll just turn it around, and I'll be back when you guys. All right, and just let me know before you sign off. Or you just sign off at the end of class, obviously. But if you want to run it, then just call me. All right. See you guys later. Hey, also talk to each other, okay? So keep the airwaves occupied. Just talk to each other and say, what are you guys doing and so on, right? Just keep it lively and so that everybody.
Okay.
Brittany, do you need help?
I'm just trying to figure out something I could put on there.
Oh,
So I don't know
okay.
what equation, basically. I'm trying to find one at the moment.
You could what could you do?
Sorry,
I guess you could calculate square area or something like, I don't know.
So I was gonna do conversion or convert.
Oh, convert, yeah.
I think calculate will be better.
sorry, I only have the read only access. Should I
What's
apply
your
the
animal name?
Juan Hu?
No, your like your name at the top, the one that's green.
On the very, very left.
Like it says like anonymous.
No, she made an account, so I had to read
Oh.
the.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, the last one.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
If you guys make an account, just like type something in chat and I can add you.
And you're being so extra.
Wait, me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gonna get the extra credit. That is if it works.
If you guys want to test your code, I made like another tab on the left that you can just like copy paste it into.
Oh, no way. Nice. Hey, Keenan's work.
Yeah, I just gotta put spaces.
Nice.
Wait, sorry, where can we test the code?
Underneath the files on the left side, there's a test.cpp.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
Hey, has anybody figured out how to get VS Code working on Windows?
For the in-path thing, file path.
I mean, just to like get it to work.
With with IOStream or like or is it just like the
With-
download and run?
let's see.
Because at the moment the main problem is to get IOStream to like pull stuff from the
Yeah,
library.
IOStream, yeah, it says cannot open source file IOStream.
Yeah, that's it. And no, I'm gonna see if I can head to Lane's Lane or just someone in the STEM center and see if they can help. And if I find anything, I'll send it to the. But other than that, no.
Browse.path.
Professor?
Yeah. Hang on. Yeah. Hey, where's my Zoom window gone? Oh, here it is. Yeah. What's up?
I
Someone
was
called
just
me.
gonna ask if we could test it soon because I have a quiz at 10.
Oh yeah, sure. Hey, go ahead. Yeah. So I heard someone saying like, if you want to test it, to use this website. We can just do that. If someone set up a website to, you could just test it.
Well,
Keenan set up a test file page on the left side.
Or you could
So
just
if you want,
copy
you
and
can
paste it
just-
to online GDB.
Copy your portion of the code into the other tab, and then you can run it. And at the console at the bottom, it'll tell you.
Oh, I see. You want to test your code only, your portion only.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Here's how you do it. Okay. You can here, if you want to test your portion only, just copy the whole thing into online GDB and then delete everything else except your section. Yeah. Does it make sense?
Or I set up on the same. Oh, sorry. On the same website, I set up a second tab that just has like a main, and you can just run
Oh,
you can
you
just
can have a
copy
tab
paste
in
your
right
code into it.
Oh wow. Okay. So you can have multiple tabs inside of your.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't. No, I think you cannot. Because if you hit the run button now, it's going to compile all of these things together.
No, so if you hit the drop down menu right next to run, you can run only the test.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. But what's the compile line? What does it say when you try and compile it? Try and compile only test is not working, right? Why is it compiling playground code.cpp when you say run only test? Right?
No, that was run everything. You have to hit the drop down menu next to run and then click on run test.
Oh, I see. So what is it compiling now? In function main, expected semicolon. So there is just a syntax error in your test program.
On line
Where's the test
5 and
program?
9.
Oh, there it is right up there. See out. Yeah, there's no semicolon. All right, let's fix this up really quickly. Put a semicolon at the end of line 5. At the end of line 5, put a semicolon.
And
right there.
9.
In fact, put an end of. Yeah, we just want to compile it. Okay.
Gotcha.
Everything is okay.
Oh,
I think it's okay. Indentation is all messed up. Okay, but it should compile and run. Run test.
Gotcha.
Oh no, wait a sec. One more. Oh, it wasn't declared. New temp. All right, say double new temp. Right, say double in front of new temp.
Gotcha. Okay, double.
This is a double. Just clean up the indentation. Well, because it's better to make this a habit. Okay, clean up.
Yeah,
the
gotcha.
double should be
Okay,
lined
so-
up with the. All right, and also, line up the braces. All right, that looks okay. Line up the that should go inside the braces. Yeah, no, that actually was good. That looks good. Yeah, the bottom brace should be lined up with the int. The bottom brace, right at the bottom, line 10.
This,
line 10?
yeah, line 10.
Yeah, that should be lined up with the int. Yeah, there you
Gotcha.
go. That looks perfect. I think
Perfect.
that looks perfect. You're actually getting an input from the user. Input times 1.8 equals plus 32. Oh, I see. You're going to get the. Oh, I see. You're. It's a separate program altogether. Yeah, it should work now. You should ask for input and it should.
Okay, let's see.
Oh, but you're not using IOStream. Are you using IOStream right up there? IOStream at the
It
top.
is included, yeah.
Oh, it's in line 1, which I can't see. Okay, so what is the temperature? All right, so that looks. CN. Well, where's the input? You haven't defined input. So right
no.
after main, line
Gotcha.
3. Hit enter. Hit enter on line 3.
Okay.
Enter.
Yeah.
You say int. You actually say int. Temp underscore. Oh, input. Yeah, call it input. Semicolon. And hit an enter after that semicolon and then enter.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right. So
sorry, I need to stop sharing my screen.
Okay, good. Thank you, Kylie. But that should work. That should work. Okay. And thank you, Kylie, for your patience. And I can see you're walking to your next class. All right. Thank you all for attending class, and that should work. Hopefully, save your code. Okay, save your code. Maybe you should get together elsewhere after Kylie's class. Maybe get it all working. Everybody should have a working basic program today. Yeah.
This this website should stay up. No matter like who, as long as like one person has the tab open, I think it'll stay open.
Okay.
No, I think there must be a URL, Keenan. which
Yeah,
is kind of
I think the URL, actually, no, I don't even think anybody has to be on. I think the URL just kind of stays up for.
Yeah, I think it's permanent. So someone has to remember that, and if you lose it, it's gone like a pointer. So someone has to remember that, and then it'll be there forever.
We can we can set up a shared document with all the
Yeah,
URLs from all the classes and stuff, so people can look back.
that's a great idea.
Oh, cool. Nice.
And also share this in the forum too. I think that'll be because lots of students have gone or not.
Yeah, that's what I'll create a public Google Docs and then I'll put it in the forums. If that's all right.
Cool.
Yeah, you just have to be careful with a public doc. People could come and mess it up.
Well, I'll do. Yeah. Well, it's hard because I would have to share it either by everyone's email or by a link.
Because that's the problem I had with that student ID. One thing you can do is
I wonder if I could put a password on it.
Yeah, you can put a password on it maybe, and only give the password out to our classmates.
Okay, let me see if I can.
There must be some site, maybe not Google Docs. I'm pretty sure there must be something that lets you do that.
Well, I think there is a way to, I think maybe you can do locked folders in Google Docs.
Okay, cool.
Let's see.
But if it's still Google Docs, how does a person get in? The only way you can get in without a Gmail or identifying as a password.
I'll work on it. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, you can work on it. I'm sure you guys will figure out something. All good now? Everybody okay? Yeah, Ali, are you good?
I want to talk to you individually after.
Yeah, sure, no worries. We're gonna stick around. Is everybody okay? Fernando, are you here today? Fernando? Jenny, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, Jennifer's here, but I haven't heard back. Did I hear from Peter today? Maybe I thought I heard it before.
Yeah.
Oh, Wayne. Oh, Wayne.
I just had some issues with the,
I think I heard
previous
your voice.
website earlier.
Fernando's the only person I haven't heard from today. Okay, so you guys have to get in touch with him, whatever.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, you're here? Okay.
Yeah, I was here.
Make sure, okay, make sure you're on top of this, Fernando, okay? Because initially it looks like it is slow, but very quickly it'll pick up speed and then it'll be very hard to get on this train.
No, yeah, I was watching the code.
Okay, and you got to follow along and also try it, all right? Remember, math, right? You can skim through hundreds of pages of code. Every line will look perfectly fine to you.
Yeah.
When it goes to writing something on the whiteboard, you'll be totally stuck, okay? Only if you write it once yourself, you will be free to write it on a whiteboard or some other program on your own. If you just think that you understand it, it never works. Okay, so make sure everybody, Juan, you said I have to practice. Maybe we'll do a one-on-one when you can train me to this, okay? All right, good. I think we're all good here, yes? Can I sign off and we can, just get in touch with me, right? If you want any guidance here. And also pointers to STEM Center. Some of you may not know, right? Your first years. So if you want help getting to the STEM Center or introduced to Lane, just let me. All right, you guys are coming back on Tuesday. Don't drop and do all the quests, okay? Because these quests are going to be useful for credit in CS2B also. All right, best of luck, and I'll see you on Tuesday.
All right, thank you.
All right, bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.